Well, the time has come to get the drill ready. It's not a nice day out. It wasn't bad this morning. It was actually kind of warm outside, and like in the last hour that went to shit real quick. It's like 40, probably 45 degrees out right now. Not bad, you're standing still, but going to get this thing on the tractor, it got kind of cold. But anyway, what I got to get done, because I still have this thing set up for wheat, is get this chain off, get the old chain back on, take these two sprockets and flip them to get it back into low range, and put my block off plate back in the box and dump some seed in and calibrate it, and she'll be ready to go. Because I got pretty much everything done to it that needed done back during wheat, or back when I planted that wheat. So nice easy one this go around. Let's see, where can I, that's not a bad spot, I don't think. I really wish I had a mag mount for that camera, but I'm also probably gonna be, oh well, here, I hope I took the tensioner off. I've actually been looking at new cameras. I think I might get I was looking at Hero 7s. I don't think I need an 8, but I want another GoPro just because that one's treated me good. It's a 3, and I got that hell 7. I think I've had that thing for 7 years now, 8 years now, and she still keeps on going. So, as good as that one's treated me, surely another one will treat me just as well. And I got a homemade tensioner on here because I had to get a longer chain when I went to the bigger sprocket, and you take one link out, it's too short, and you put the link back in where it's long enough to reach, it's almost too long. And if you just have, because the normal idler is this sprocket right here, and if you just have that on there, it'll walk the chain off the sprocket in the back. So they have a second sprocket here which runs this guy, which would have been for the grass seeder that goes on the back of the main box, which we got the grass seeder for it. It's over in the barn somewhere. Actually, I think it's sitting on the other drill. But so all I did was I took a piece of flat stock and made this and put this sprocket up here, and that took enough slack out to make it work. So that looks like a better spot for you, though. That way you're not looking at the back of my arm. Because when I made this, I was looking to do something that didn't involve modifying the drill. Just because I don't like modifying stuff if I don't absolutely positively have to. Come out of there, you darn idiot. There we go. There's that. And see, even with that all the way, that was too loose. So, oh crap, I forgot to grab a hammer. Tell you what, it took me forever. Well, it didn't necessarily take me forever because I was against it. It took me forever because I never really had the call for it, but it took me forever to finally buy a detachable chain breaker. And once I finally did, it made life so much easier. Although when you don't have anything good to back it up against, it's still not great. It doesn't help this is new chain neither. They've only put like a 1/4 inch of paint on it. When I put it all together last fall, the stuff was stiff as a board. Alright, got my chain on. Or got the other chain off, got the old chain on. Got my sprockets flipped around. I remember right, this was kind of a bear to get apart. Or did I take a link? I might have taken a link out of that actually. Yeah, none of these down here. Although that is. I thought the sprockets were a little loose. I forgot I had to take a spacer out of here when I flipped them sprockets around. Glad I figured that out right now. Okay, as long as that thing will hold position, I'll let do this. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Beauty, eh? Hey, where's my other wrench? And there's that part. Okay, now what I gotta do is to switch this thing back to beans. And because I drill on 15s with it instead of actually this drill is on 6.5 inch rows, not 7s, so it actually comes out to 13 inch rows. But either way, I call them 15 since I plant 15 inch rows from here on out instead of 13 because it sounds weird. I made these block off plates, or whatever you want to call them. They're not really a plate. I made them out of angle iron because the hope was that it would help push the seed to the runs on either side of the ones I got blocked off. And on the Oliver Superior drills, the metering wheels have two sides. They got a small side and a big side. Well, actually, the wheels and cups both. Right now it's on the small side, which I don't know how well you'll be able to see down in there, but that's the small side for wheat and other small grains. And then, if you can tell, hopefully, this is the big side. You can get your finger down in there. You can't really get it down in here. So, on this one, for instance, that one's going to be a planted row. So that one I got to flip back over to the big side. This one is going to be a not planted row. So that's going to get blocked. And you just go on down the line. Like so. Alright, got all my row block offs in. Unfortunately, I do still have to tape them to make sure they stay down. It's one of them deals where the plan looked a lot better on paper than the actual execution came out. So the first time I took it out and used it trying to plant with these, I didn't tape it. I just relying on the spring to hold it in, and I found that it would the covers would bounce and the beans would get underneath them and spin them sideways. So I haven't had an issue if I go in and tape them, but it's not like I'm taking them in and out every time, so not that big of a deal. But I dumped a bag of beans in here, which they're kind of, I guess, some interesting color to them. I mean, they germ tested them, so they had to have passed germ in order to package them. It just a little interesting. So, beans, at least as far as I know, every brand of bean is packaged at 140,000 seeds per bag. And this particular batch is 30,000 or 3,050 seeds per pound, which makes you a 49 or 45.5 pound bag, or 45.9 pound bag. So I might as well figure a 46 pound bag of beans. And I am shooting for a population of 150. Well, I'm shooting for a planted population of 150,000. And then that'll probably give you a stand of somewhere around 45,000, depending on what the actual germination is. They tagged it as 90, but normally on beans they tag them all as 90, and they're somewhere between 90 and 100 generally on beans. So anyhow, like I say, I'm shooting for 150,000 planted, which will give me somewhere between 140 and 150,000 standing eventually. So you take 150,000 divided by your 3,050 seeds per pound, gives you the your planting pounds per acre, which in my case is going to be 49.2 pounds per acre, basically. 49.18 something something something, so 49.2 pounds per acre is what I'm shooting for. So we come over here and consult the chart. So for soybeans, running the 6-tooth sprocket, which is what I got it on, which is going to be low range, shooting for 49 pounds per acre, which is going to be somewhere around a 1/8, but that's for 6.5 inch rows, so you got to double it. So you're going to be shooting for somewhere around 100 pounds an acre, which is going to give me somewhere around a 112 or a 212 transmission combination. So we'll start off with the 112. So we come up here and put that on 12 and that on 1, which the way this transmission's set up is a 1-to-1 gear ratio. It's the same going in as it is going out. And then put her into gear. And pop the seed tubes off and put some bags on there to collect the seed. And go take her for a little drive. So I got bags on 4 of my seed cups. And those are going to catch the seed that we need. So now that everything's in gear and we're ready to rock and roll, we make a pass. And it doesn't really matter how far you go, you just have to be damn sure you know where your start point and your end point end up. And try to run it as close to field speed as possible. So there's that, and then we need to know how far we went. So for that, I got my handy dandy measuring wheel. And you can also do this same thing standing still. You jack one or both wheels of the drill up, and if you know how many feet one rotation of your drill wheel is, you can spin your drill wheel over X amount of times by hand and count them, and that will get you the same thing I'm doing here. And I rolled back a little, so 55 feet 1 inch. So we got to remember that number. Okay, I did a video of calibrate the drill a long time ago, so we're just going to do a quick run through of this to give you a recap. So seeds per acre that you want to sow over the seeds per pound in the bag gives you the pounds per acre that you need. We did that already. And then row spacing times the number of rows that you're collecting seed off of, so 13 inches times 4. And then you take that number and you divide it by 12 to give you the feet, or the width in feet that of the pass you just took over those 4 rows, times the distance you drove, which is going to be 55 feet 1 inch, gives you the square feet that you seeded over 43,560, or 43,560 square feet, which is how many square feet there are in an acre. Gives you the number of acres that you theoretically just planted with those 4 rows. And when I run all my numbers, I theoretically seeded 0.0055 acres. Then you take the number of grams you collected, which I weighed it on a gram scale. I collected 109 grams of seed, divided by 454 grams, which is the number of grams there are in a pound. Gives you the pounds, and then you take that number divided by the number of acres that you got, gives you your pounds per acre. So 109 over 454 gives you 0.24 pounds over 0.0055 acres gives you 43.65 pounds per acre that I just planted, theoretically. So I need to jump up a gear and see where that gets me. Well, I ran it again on the next highest gear setting, which the chart says the next one up was going to be a 12.2 on right there, which was on here another 20 pounds per acre. And in reality, doing the math, it came out to 58 pounds per acre. So yeah, gonna have to go with the 43.65, which this is a trial number. I've found on this thing that when you actually start planning with it, that number tends to be a shade bit higher, probably 4 or 5 pounds higher per acre. So this will probably be all right. Once I actually get to the field, this will probably be closer to what I actually want. This is going to be way too damn high. If you put this in the field, it'll probably come out closer to 65-ish. So that was simple enough. 2 shots, got where I needed to be. And beans with these old drills tend to be a little iffy. Let's see, what was my wheat setting? If I remember right, I was running on wheat, I was either running a 510 or a 412. I want to say I was running 412 because I think I was shooting for 95 pounds an acre. And when it was all said and done, it came out to 93 pounds an acre. Dead nuts. So it's the small grain settings on this thing are really, really close. You get into the big seed, not so much. But also back when this thing was built, soybeans weren't really the cash crop that they are today yet. So they had a setting in there for beans, but they weren't growing like they were today. Grain drills were still small grains, and a lot of guys were still 30-inch in their beans because they cultivated them. You see most pictures you see of beans growing back in this time were 30s, and you see a lot of pictures of guys cultivating them. So anyhow, get all my shit put away and get this thing ready to head back to the barn. Well, drill's ready to go. Got my gears figured out. Got it greased, which doesn't take much. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 9 grease zerks on it, and they're all in a row. So I oiled the chains all up when I planted wheat with it, and I didn't plant enough to worry about oiling the chains again. They're already plenty greasy. So got all that, and then got the marker arms on the tractor. So, and now that it's almost the end of the day, the sun that's been supposed to be out since a little before noon finally decided to show up. So I do have to figure out where my oil leak is back here, though. This thing showed up while I was spreading that fertilizer out. So that's something gonna have to be worked on when this whole shit show's all said and done. So, get this back over to the barn. Well, drill's back in the barn. Luckily, we were supposed to be getting rain by 8 o'clock this afternoon, or tonight, but they pushed it back till 10, so hopefully they push it back and get rid of it would be ideal. Gotta get this thing figured out yet, which I don't think will be terrible, hopefully. The beans are gonna be an interesting experience, but so I've never done that before with a plate planter. Never done it before with a planter, period. So it's going to be interesting to figure that out. But thought we would take a minute here while we're looking at some equipment. Don't know how many of you guys have ever heard of him. There's a guy, he's been subscribed to my channel for a long time. Actually, it was a long time. I remember him leaving comments and stuff back in the day, and his channel is Lord Muck. I don't know how I never actually found any of his videos before, but after I came back, he started commenting again, and I went and looked at his channel, and I started watching all his videos, and I really like what he does. He's from across the pond. He's over in Britain, and he's got a lot of, he does a lot of fixing, and he goes to what they over there call tractor rallies and working days and stuff. And he's got a lot of agriculture related stuff. He's got some earth moving stuff. He's big into JCB stuff, and he's got some aircraft videos. He's got a video of flying a P-51 Mustang, which makes me incredibly jealous because those planes are, I love World War II aircraft, and the fact that he's flown one makes me really jealous. But, so basically, long story short, if you like what I do, go check his channel out because you'll like what he does with a British accent. But he actually kind of did the same deal I did not too long after I quit making videos for a while. He quit making them for a while. And then a little time before I came back, he came back and started making them again. And basically, because I've actually talked to him off of YouTube, he's a real cool guy to talk to, real nice guy, as long as you don't piss him off, which is where we're getting to on this story. So basically we were talking and he's like, yeah, I've done the whole trying to make everybody happy and play the political game stuff on YouTube, and he said he's just over it. He's gonna do what he wants to do and not take any bullshit from anybody, and he's just gonna do it because he enjoys it, and fuck everybody else. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And like I say, he and I kind of had the same mentality about it, and he's gotten to the point where if somebody does something stupid on his channel, he calls them out in the next video, and he makes it hilarious. This guy has an awesome sense of humor. He is, every time I watch his videos, I'm laughing my ass off. But, so, I kind of want to start doing the same thing. Anytime somebody says something stupid or does anything stupid in the comment section on one of my videos, I might not say the specific name, but, they're getting called out in the next video if it's stupid enough to warrant getting called out for it. Like, I've noticed on, well, actually, since I came back, that, like, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of my videos that I've been putting up have, within about the first 12 to 15 hours of them being up, have 4 to 5 dislikes. Now, that doesn't bug me in the least because my channel is monetized. In order to hit the dislike button, you have to have clicked on the video and watched it, at least part of it, or at least clicked on it long enough to hit the dislike button. That counts as a view. I made money off of it. So to all the people that have been hitting the dislike button, thanks for the money. I appreciate it. But what I'm getting at is, it can't be coincidence that within about the same time period, every time I upload a video, the video has 4 to 5 dislikes almost every time. Some of them don't have that, some of them have a few more, but the ones that have more generally trickle in as the views come up. And the 4 to 5 show up no matter how many views are on the video, and they're always generally within the same amount of time, which can't be coincidence. It's gotta mean it's the same people trying to troll me every time. Which, like I say, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting paid for it because you clicked on the video. But the point is, if you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. I never understood. I mean, the like button, okay, that tells us that what we're doing is, as a creator, that tells us what we're doing is being well received. And, like, you got a video that's got 300-400 likes on it, and then it's got 4 dislikes. We're not going to change a goddamn thing because you got 99% of the people liking it, and this little bitty teeny tiny bit that don't. And in my situation, they're just trolling me anyhow. So if you don't like my equipment, or if you don't like some of the agronomic decisions I make, or just you don't like the fact that I work on stuff in some videos and use it in others, or whatever fucking reason that you got these people that hit the dislike button, don't fucking watch it. I ain't holding a gun to your head, bro. Nobody wants you here anyhow. That's why I say I never understood the dislike button. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You don't gotta tell me you don't like it, because I ain't gonna change a fucking thing. So there's that little rant. And then there is, what video? It was the first video I'm going to sit down here for a second. It was the first video I had of the first pallet of seed that showed up. So 2 videos ago now, I think. This dumbass, and I'm actually, his YouTube name was Big Rich. Don't know where he's from. I'm assuming the way he made it sounded like he's up north of here. But he left this fucking comment. that apparently there is somebody down here with my last name that lives a couple towns over from here, supposedly. I didn't recognize the name, no fucking clue who the hell it is, but this guy named with YouTube name Big Rich, and I went and tried to find his channel just to see who the hell he was, and I couldn't even find his channel. But he left a comment saying that this person, whoever the hell they are, because like I say, I did not recognize the name, apparently at some point in the past did something to him and his sisters while they were kids, and he vowed that if they were still alive before he died, he was going to confront them. Which, I took that as a fucking threat, because you never say you're going to confront somebody and it doesn't mean that it's going to turn into something. So, I left, or what the hell did I say? I said, no, I don't recognize the name, and damn it, I can't even remember what the hell I said. But I left a comment, and then he replied back, I was just asking if you were related to this person, no harm, no foul. And then I commented back, threatening to confront, or saying that you're commenting that you're going to confront somebody sounds an awful lot like a threat to me. And then I said, who the fuck does something like that? Or no, I said, what? It was something to that effect. And he, I messed up because I was doing it on my phone, and I should have screenshotted the conversation because it would have been great to put in this video. But after I left that last comment, he went and deleted the comment, so I can't go back and show you. But what I should have said was, if you're going to come down here and confront me, the first thing you're going to be confronting is a barrel of a 12 gauge Remington 870 about 6 inches from your face. So that is the kind of bullshit that I got to put up with behind the scenes. Although that's the only time, normally it's just people saying stupid shit about my equipment or how I farm, which you get that on every channel, but it's still fun to make fun of them because it's literally just some stupid son of a bitch that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, has no idea about your operation, has no idea why you do what you do, but they still feel the need to try to correct you because somehow they know everything about you. Like I say, that big rich guy, that's the only thing I've even ever gotten that's been close to a threat, and it's just fucking stupid. But that's basically story time or rant time or whatever you want to call it for today, and you got to look at some equipment while I'm talking about it. So, no harm, no foul. So, I guess what happens tomorrow is really going to depend on the weather. If the rain chances were 75%, and then I saw they knocked them down to 50. Hopefully they just knock them down and get rid of them because I don't want it to fucking rain. But if it does still look like it's going to rain, I'm going to work in the shop. If it's not going to rain, first thing in the morning, I'm going to go get a load of starter fertilizer in the fertilizer wagon so that I got that and I'm ready to go. And then I'll get the planter over and work on it. But that's all going to be weather dependent, so it's going to be one or the other. But anyhow, I guess that does it for this one, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.